In this same government, it's obvious that a game of Teddy Pika was played with the ministerial positions. Naji went through the cracks. They never found anything wrong with him. The DSS never found anything wrong with him. He passed through the system. But Nasir El-Rufai was found out for security challenges. So you see that the DSS then, anyway, I'm not sure that happened. I'm not sure the current head of the DSS was there then. And I'm making a strong case for him because he has done well consistently. And when he has not done well, I'll say it. So is it that the DSS then could not detect forgery, could not detect skewed narrative in the certificates, and they allowed Unaji pass, but all of a sudden they were so quick to detect everything in El-Rufai? And secondly, I know the case is in court already, but who is now going to institute the case for forgery? Because it's a very grievous offense. And that's it. Because as with the case, and I'll tell you why, Ayo, that Atiku Abubakar is saying this. Because when this happened in the past, the case that was taken to court for determination was about, was she eligible to be minister? I'm talking about the Kemi Ajay. Sure. Forgery was not considered. So in this case, somebody should be able to take the case of forgery to court and take him up on this. And if they have the fact, let the court judge. We should not just say, oh, he scraped the supreme prize. Because as at the night he resigned, some of the people in his camp were still defending him heartily on television. Let's not play a game of Teddy Pika.
Right. Tinubu is announcing tax 5 months ahead. You know why? Because he knows there's nothing any of you can do. Do you know if Tinubu wants to go for third time, he will get it? With the current realities on ground today,
you think he will get
it? If Tinubu wants a third term, he will get it. A man comes in, meet a liter of fuel at 145 naira. Let's even say 200 naira. Right? And he jacks it up to 1,000. And everywhere is so calm. So why is he not being inclusive of the citizens on the street? Why is he not putting them into consideration? Why does he not consider what a parent with 2 kids, 3 kids has to go through to pay school fees, to pay house rent, to buy foodstuff, to buy clothing, to feed? Let Tinubu walk in Wuse market without security in the evening. You remove fuel subsidy. Where is the money saved? Where? Do you understand? Oh, you're sharing it with 36 state government. So you are telling me that the reason 200 million Nigerians are in pain is because you want to satisfy 36 people. You are calling him president. I see him as an emperor. His Royal Majesty King Tinubu. Do you see state governors groveling before this man? Please, when are we, like some of us who are maybe enlightened, exposed, when are we going to have a round table to decide what to do with this country? Because the way this is currently going on is not how a country is run.
Just my people, as the halt, it don't happen though. Now God will bless this guy for speaking out the truth. Please watch this video and don't hesitate to spread this video. Me or that people see it.
If I were the youth leader, let's say that's the smallest position in the party, me, Henry Shield, if I was the youth leader in PDP or ADC or whatever, believe me to say, Tinubu will not, this tax he wants to bring in January, he will not try it.
What's wrong with the tax, by the way?
Thank you. Very beautiful question. Let me tell you what is wrong with the tax. The money we used in buying that yacht the president bought, was it budgeted for?
No, I didn't recall seeing it in any line.
God bless you. The private jet he bought, the presidential jet he bought, was it budgeted for? The $150 million he used to buy that plane, was it budgeted for? No. Now let me tell you what is wrong with the tax. You are putting the horse before the cart, right? The first thing is to set up a system that holds public officials accountable to the people. I will not give. Have you seen your FIRS chairman? Do you see his convoy? Do you know what the man has been doing with resources around? Let me tell you, we are in a rush. That's not the first thing. Control taxing is not the first thing. First thing is system. Get a system that makes sure that you, as a councillor, as a local government chairman, as a commissioner, as a governor, senator, whatever, public funds in your custody, they are something that I can sit down here here in this studio use my phone and access and know how much you have spent and what you spent them for.
Transparency.
Do you understand? Not at your own, not by your wish. Not like, oh, let me decide on what to give them. No. A system that makes it impossible for you to take my money because it's my tax. The reason why you've not had it up to now, do you know why? Because we've been relying on fuel money, oil money. But now that you want to remove from people's salaries, earnings, man, you've got to account for it. So the first thing is not for us to go and say tax. Can you tell me today what budget we are running?
That's the description for it is that it's complicated.
See, I came here honestly out of immense love and respect for you. I won't do anything. I'm tired. Tinubu is announcing tax 5 months ahead. You know why? Because he knows there's nothing any of you can do. If it were in a civilized society, he would not try it. If I was, God, there's no opposition to him, and the citizens are tired. The citizens are feeling, they are acting defeated, conquered. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's nothing. Tinubu will have a free ride. Do you know if Tinubu wants to go for third time, he will get it?
Obasanjo tried it. It didn't work out. Why do you think
I didn't mention Obasanjo.
That's the only person that comes to mind that's tried it.
I said,
talked about it.
I'm asking you now, with the current realities on ground today,
do you think he will get
if
it?
Tinubu wants a third term, he will get it. How? All the states are currently under him. Are you not seeing what's going on in your country?
So you think the citizens don't voice, or should I say their position don't matter?
The citizens they can't assert themselves. Why should a man come and meet fuel at 141 naira and take it to 1,000 and everywhere is quiet? Why? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I get your point.
A man comes in, meets a liter of fuel at 145 naira. Let's even say 200 naira. Right? And he jacks it up to 1,000 and everywhere is so calm. Nobody, there is no government in the world that can give you that 500% increase in fuel. So, and you can fast check me.
I do hear you.
Do you know what is going on? They've compromised practically everyone. The media. And I'm not sorry, I know you're in the media, I'm not sorry to say it.
No, it's fine, just
they've compromised the media, they've compromised civil society, they've compromised the student union, they've compromised youth groups, they've compromised the religious leaders, traditional leaders. This man has compromised everything. Security, electoral umpire, he has compromised everything. So you are calling him president. I see him as an emperor. His Royal Majesty King Tinubu, because what he wants goes. He was groveling before this man. You are calling him president. I see him as an emperor. His Royal Majesty King Tinubu, because what he wants goes. Do you see state governors groveling before this man? This is not how a state is run.
But some opposition, people who have stayed in opposition, even still admire his politics. I mean, I could give an example of Nyesom Wike, who is still a member of the PDP and who is possibly undecided on who would lead. For example, around whether he should back somebody like former President Jonathan, who people are saying, oh, come back or don't come back. But you find somebody like Nyesom Wike, who has stayed long in the PDP, who still admires his politics and works with him.
If you want to talk about politicians, I would rather we don't talk about Wike. Wike is not a politician. Wike is someone who is using the system. And I don't blame him because the Nigerian system allows itself to be used. In saner climes, would you see a Wike in public office? Be sincere.
People will say it's being inclusive of the opposition.
You mean the president?
Yes, if he has an opposition party member, because that's the perspective I've heard.
Fantastic. So why is he not being inclusive of the citizens on the street?
Hold it back there, my brother. You've spoken very well. You know, this thing coming to hit you Nigerians on the 1st of January. This taxation. It's a pity that, this man felt when they called the Biafran oil the national cake, they could share the wealth whichever way they wish, embezzle the funds. They felt it was fine because then most other tribes, they didn't see it as an issue. Because in the north, they have back in the days, their cocoa and the rest of them, or the pyramid, the granite pyramid back then. So when they saw the way the Biafran oil was being used to run a criminal country, to an extent they were nonchalant. Because to call it spade, it was their own political class that was really enjoying Nigeria for so many years. And to the Yorubas from the southwest, being very, very smart people, they knew that, okay, yes, this thing called Nigeria is a fraud, it's a lie. But at the same time, we understand that what is running Nigeria, the fuel, the sine qua non of the growth and day-to-day activity of Nigeria is done by the crude oil sales coming from a particular region. So to an extent, if you are in a party and people choose to spend as much as they wish, and you'll know deep inside it's not your pocket that is paying for those alcohol, those wine, those spirits being messed about, wasted in a party, then you may show a nonchalant attitude. Even though you show concern, but deep inside, you will have that nonchalant attitude. I don't care attitude, because it's not from my wallet that the money was coming from. And that's why till this day, Nigeria was still running in a way whereby most of the scholars, they have said, give Nigeria 20 more years, it will shut down. It will break up, it will implode, and all those things. But Nigeria kept on going until now. Because what this man is about to do from the 1st of January, it will now bite everybody in their pocket. He's taking it to a new plateau. No more the days of saying, oh, it is oil and gas that runs Nigeria. Today, as we speak, Zamfara, they are making their money from their gold, but nobody's asking them to bring in, any returns. The economy is still being run by oil and gas, despite Zamfara doing very, very well, making billions of dollars from their gold. So what you are seeing about to happen from the 1st of January will create a new phenomenon in Nigeria, that even those who thought, oh, it doesn't matter, it is tribalism, is fine, we still control our money, our family, Nigeria is being run by the crude oil. When it starts to affect their pockets, they will understand that, look, of a truth, we cannot continue this way, because, like this man said in the video, you are paying your taxes and suddenly your president is buying a private yacht. From the proceeds, the revenue they got from taxation, that's when it will bite you. You will feel it. Because then you'll be asking for what? The ethics of taxation. What do I mean? There must be transparency, accountability at all time. Honesty, transparency, accountability. You must be able to trace the money. When it comes to something that is affecting you, when you become a stakeholder, that's 20% to a large extent of your money. Your hard-earned money is being taken away from you by the government. And now your politicians are living the best of life, living la vida loca, living crazy life, spending money like it's nothing. Then you will now become a critical stakeholder to make sure that your views are being held. Public opinion, you will make your views to be known to the government. That you want them to give account of how they spend your resource. That money they tax you, where is it going? Here in the Western world, we can trace every dollar that we spend. I repeat, every dollar. Up to your local government or local councils, as they call it in the Western world. That you are paying your taxation, it means every 2-3 days, every other day, the dustbin men, they are coming to take away your dustbins. You can trail on that level. There is a pothole in your street. Within a week or two, they will come to fill up those potholes up because you are paying your taxes. When the street light goes off, one of the bulbs is dead. Within 48 hours, the local authorities are coming to fix that street light. Why are they doing it? Because you are paying your taxes. When your water is bringing out the dirty water, or when there is high level of chlorine in the water you drink in your house, you will make a complaint to the council, to the department, to the water company, and they will have to come in immediately to rectify those issues because you are paying your taxes. It is called the ethics of taxation. Perhaps I may have to go a bit scholarly this time around. Taxation in ethics. What do I mean? Taxation in ethics explores the fairness, morality, the social justice of government revenue collection, balancing individual property rights against the collective needs for public goods, wealth redistribution, and social equity. Questioning whether forced contributions are theft versus civic duty. I repeat, questioning whether the forced contribution of your money are theft if they are stealing it versus civic duty, and examining how tax codes reflects the societal value on wealth. In Nigeria, you guys don't even know the meaning of tax code. It means your tax bracket. It means how much earnings you are making, how much income you are making. There is a threshold. They might say, okay, from $10,000 to $20,000. If you are in that region within a year, your tax code is A2104 or whatever. It means at the end of every year, you are being taxed from a threshold of maybe 10,000 US dollars. Somebody else who is making from 10,000 to 50,000, they will be on a different tax code. Somebody on 100,000 will be on a different tax code, and so on and so forth, until it gets to a threshold where they will now say, at this point, if you're earning, if the money you make a year is up to this point and up, we are putting it on a 40% tax, a 50% tax. So even when you make 2 million, it is 50% tax. This is what they call the ethics of taxation. Let's continue. Let us continue. I take it back. It says, questioning whether the forced contribution are theft versus civic duty, and examining how tax code reflects societal values on wealth, responsibility, and fairness. This alone, Nigerian government has failed. That alone, the Tinubu government has failed. It says here, examining how tax codes reflect societal value on wealth, responsibility, and fairness. Ethical debate centers on the coercion involved, the just distribution of burdens, the use of taxes for social engineering like environmental taxes and taxpayer responsibility. Social engineering, they might say, okay, in an area where they are selling too much of alcohol, we are going to put a tax of 50% on cigarette and alcohol and spirits. That way, in order to reduce the way the environment is being messed up by people getting drunk and breaking things in the public space and people's health. Because of that, when you put a high tax on those kind of, areas, those segments in the market, in the department, in the economy, people might understand, say, okay, fine, that makes sense. But things like food crops, the cash foods that people eat, the food stuff they eat, you reduce the tax on those areas. And in luxury things, crazy lifestyles, expensive cars, and the rest of them, you may increase the tax on things like that. That's what they are saying when they're talking about the justification and the moral ethics, fairness, value of wealth in a society when it comes to taxation. Now, my only fear for Nigeria is what I call the tribalized taxation. Tribalized taxation, because I am worried. You and I know that the Igbos doing your business, before anybody tells you, let me let you know that the full rot of this taxation is geared towards you guys. If they close their eyes on any other person, on any other tribe, on any other people, on any other businesses, you the Igbos doing your business, be rest assured that money you think you are making under the Tinubu government, they will come and they'll be heavy-handed on you guys. Even when you make less, they will give you more tax, because there is no fairness in the way they will operate when it comes to you. I tag that one, the tribalized taxation system. That is my fear, because some of the core ethical question of taxation is justice and fairness. What constitutes a fair tax burden? The tax they are putting on you, the tax they want you to bear, the tax they want you to pay. What constitutes a fair tax burden? Is it based on the ability to pay progressivity or equal contribution? Equality, uniformity, that's my fear. Don't be surprised in your business. People will come. They will target only your business. The same way now, when it comes to burning down of businesses, when it comes to burning out of houses, the Igbos are the only ones crying to a large extent. When they start coming to your place, telling you that you are owing some amount of tax, and they are quoting more than what you made in your business at the end of the year, don't be surprised. I call it the tribalized taxation system. They may not be fair or just when they come for you. They may not be fair or just when they come for you. So the Igbos, those that say you believe in Nigeria, be careful, because this one, if there is a taint of tribalism on it, then a tribalized tax system will come, where they will focus only on you guys doing your business, and they will bring the heavy rate of the law. If there is no tax code system that says on a particular threshold, if you make 100 million, this is the tax you will pay. If you make 20 million, this is the tax you will pay. If it's not fair, if it's not just, then I assure you, when they come to your shop, they will increase the tax by 100, make you pay through your nose. If not, you are going to jail for avoiding or evading tax. Something else will happen to you Nigerians from next year. Something else will happen to you Nigerians from next year. The culture of saying, oh, the community takes care of a child. It takes a child to raise, or it takes a community to raise a child. That culture will be taken off your foot from the 1st of January. Because the community that comes together to take care of that child is because most of them, to an extent, they are making some money in their hard-earned money. When the government don't create a job for them, they create a job for themselves. And they are striving in a harsh economy, in a zoo economy, in a banana republic. They are striving, trying to make ends meet. From the little money they make, they can help their family that have no job. They can build a road for their family that has no road. They can give them water. They can send them to school. When your government provide nothing for them, those your uncles doing business, making money to take care of you, to pay your school fees, with this their tribalized taxation system, it will target your family, it will target your relatives, and before you know it, that little extra money they are getting, that little extra savings they have, they won't have it no more. It means they can only fend for themselves and their immediate family. It will destroy the culture that I call Makobi Wanne. In the Igbo side, we call it Makobi Wanne, for the love of your brothers, for the love of your family, for the love of your relatives. You are helping them. When they are sick, you give them the money to go to hospital. When they are pregnant, you give them some money to buy things for the baby, to feed the baby. When this taxation comes, it will destroy that little income your uncle has. It will destroy that little money they were saving that they could share with you. Because the Tinubu tax system will come in and take more than what they should take. And before you know it, your governors, they'll be fighting for the latest cars to buy, as they are doing now. Your president will be changing houses. They will be renovating houses for your vice president, for your president, spending billions of naira. That's a wastage in the taxation system. It means the tax system is not fair. The core ethical question of taxation is justice and fairness. I hope now you are understanding me. I hope now you are seeing why Nigeria cannot exist. A country that is not a nation cannot have a fair taxable system or taxation system, because there is no responsibility, there is no accountability, there is no way to trace the money being spent by your so-called public servants, those you see as kings, those who should be serving the people. They are there enjoying for themselves, looting the money while you are paying tax. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Let's continue. We are discussing the core ethical questions of taxation. The next one says, individual versus collective. Individual taxation versus collective taxation. Let us read it. It says, does the state's need for revenue override the individual property rights? Is paying taxes a voluntary act of citizenship or coerced taking, theft? Is it by force, or are you paying voluntary as a citizen of Nigeria? The way this one is going, it seems like your government is coming by force, because there is no blueprint, there is no discussion, no planning of what they want to use this tax for. They just came up, they wake up. The same man who said subsidy is gone has woken up and is doing the same thing now on taxing you guys. Before you tax somebody, you must create the basic amenities for them. It only makes sense. A very good example is toll gate. When you build a road, then fine, you can now put toll gates in that road. It means those who are applying that road you just built, they are paying a toll. That way the money will not go to what? To paying back the owners of that road, or to pay the interest of building that road. That's how taxation should be. You only tax when you are providing public services for the people. And when the government wants to go into what? Some monetary policies and fiscal policies in the economy. And you need the revenue. But you and I know Nigeria is not a country. So they are asking here, individual versus collective. My fear is this one might be more individualistic. To the Igbos doing business, they are finally come for your business. Because Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria is just a contraption created by your slave masters. So I believe this tax system, in one of the core ethical questions of taxation, individual versus collective, it will be individualistic. That's my fear. Again, let's read it. It says, does the state's need, it means does Nigeria's need for revenue override individual property rights? Is paying taxes a voluntary act of citizenship or coerced taking, by force taking? Are you guys citizens of Nigeria? The answer is no. Is it a voluntary payment? The answer is no. I hope now you understand where things are coming from. I hope now you are getting it. Let's move to the next one. It says, social utility. This is one of the main ones. Social utility. How should taxes be used? How should taxes be used? And the golden rule answer is to provide public goods, reduce inequality, or influence behavior. E.g., things like carbon taxes. I said it. Influencing behavior. If you are driving expensive cars, burning out carbons and fuel, then some taxes might be up there to increase. If you are drinking alcohol and they want to change how things are, it's okay, we want to raise some money. Let us not punish those who are working 9 to 5 struggling. Those who are living the champagne lifestyle, increase the taxation in champagne and things like that to influence the behavior. That way, those that still want to drink champagne, they are paying more tax. Now you are creating equality. Because those who are working hard, you have not put the tax on them. Social responsibility, social utility. Let's take it one more time. It says, how should taxes be used to provide public goods, reduce inequality, rich versus poor, to reduce the level of poverty in the country? You use taxes. I ask you a question. Has your government ever provided you any public goods? It says here, how should taxes be used to provide public goods? Has your Nigerian government ever provided public goods? Public goods. Things like good road, water, education, healthcare system. I'm still saying it. There is no ambulance system in Nigeria no more. Ordinary ambulance. The money they are wasting to buy those expensive cars. Why not even just 20 ambulance you buy for each community? Here in the Western world, if you are sick, in less than 5 minutes, the ambulance are here in your frontage to pick you up. In less than 5 minutes, ambulance will come and pick you up. And I ask myself, how can you say your government is working? Where are they providing the public services or public goods? None. And that makes me to wonder. This new tax system, what is the plan of Tinubu? What is the blueprint? They don't even sold you the idea. They've already put it into place. And due to tribalism, you guys don't want to speak out. Your pastors don't want to speak out. Your Yoruba pastors don't want to speak out. Your Yoruba media don't want to speak out. But when good luck was there, we saw the way the whole country went agog. With the plan of fuel going up to 250 or so. To take away, subsidy. The country went agog. But this man in power made, when he said subsidy gone, your fuel went to 1,000. And you all are suffering and smiling and still paying up. Tribalism is worse than racism. Let's continue. Reciprocity. One of the core ethical questions in taxation is what? Reciprocity. I'm taking my time to do this lecture for you all to understand that this thing coming from the 1st of January. What will meet you from the first day of January next year, the Tinubu government will now nail the coffin on all you guys who think you are doing your one Nigeria. Listen, reciprocity. What do citizens expect in return for taxes? Have you asked yourself those questions? The problem with this quote here is Nigerians are not even citizens. Nigerians are not citizens. There is no citizenship in Nigeria. But under reciprocity, it says, what do citizens expect in return for taxes? And the answers are what? Services, welfare, security. And does this relationship foster trust? What do citizens expect in return for taxes? Services, welfare, security. 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 Welfare and services. Your welfare, I've just said it here. Welfare. Good road. You build schools. Education, create jobs, services is there, but your government does nothing. They see you guys as animals. They see you guys as animals in Nigeria because only you guys, you provide your own road, you provide yourself water, you build borehole for your water. You pay for school fees in private school. Everybody now, you think it is swagger to send your kids to private school. No. It means your government have failed you. Here in the Western world, we hardly send our kids to private school, except we want to compete with, with the bourgeoisies, those in politics. We want our children to live like the politicians' children. That's when we now send them to expensive schools, private schools, where they pay like $70,000 in a year. But in most cases, in the Western world here, children go to public schools, but the standard is high. The standards are very, very high. So I ask myself, what is really going on in Nigeria? You are paying your tax. You have not asked the government, what will you provide with these taxes? Taxation. Look, let me explain to you guys in a layman's term, so you will understand the meaning of when you begin pay tax. The meaning of you paying that tax means that there must be 100% accountability. Let me explain to you in a layman terms. You and your friends, you are planning to do some party. You say, okay, we want to do this party. Make we contribute some money. You say, okay, before we contribute money, waiting we want to buy. Let me say it in pidgin English. What and what do we need? You say, okay, we need rice, we'll cook rice. We need some chicken. We need some tomatoes. We need to buy beer. We need to buy wine. We need to buy spirit. We need to call a DJ, pay for a DJ that will play in the hall. We need to rent a hall. We need to do, after you have broken down all what you need, then you now say, oh yeah, the 10 of us doing this party, this is how much each of us has to pay. You see how? So technically, the money you are all adding up must fulfill the initial plan of buying all those items in order to make that party a reality. So what do I mean? Your Nigerian government, they put the cat before the horse. The first thing they should be saying is, we want to make sure there is water in every community. Because of that, under water on side, we are taxing you this. We want to make sure there is good road everywhere. We want to make sure there is light everywhere. Because of that, in this new tax system, it will provide you this, and this. We want to make sure in every neighborhood there is a minimum of 2 ambulances. That when somebody is sick, you don't have to put them for bike. When someone is dead, you don't tie their dead body on a bike. We need the ambulances. In every community from the year 2026, there will be 2 ambulances in every community. This will be possible through the taxes you are paying. Through the taxes you are paying. Now, your government is coming to promise you what they call what? The public goods. From the beginning here. Public goods. You see? So when all this are being done, they've told you what they want to do for the fiscal year 2026. The tax now must now justify the intention, the intended use by the government. And guess what? In every civilized world, there are people that trace those taxes to the last penny. They trace them. If they see a public servant driving an expensive car, that person is in trouble. That person, that officer, is in trouble. That's what we are saying. But in your own place, you guys don't even know what your government wants to do for you. And you are happy to pay a tax system. Where is that done? Where is that done in the name of God? Because all this while, I believe you've been keeping quiet because now oil they run that country called Nigeria. For so many years, now oil they run Nigeria economy. And the oil was coming from a particular side. Niger Delta and the Biafran side. To call it spade a spade. So the other guys didn't really care. It's like saying, oh, we want to do a party, or we'll bring wine, or we'll go buy food, or we'll bring DJ, we go cook food, all those things. But James, John, and Paul, only the three of you will pay the money. The other guys might not care because they're not the one paying. And even when they pay the money, you steal from the money, the other guys don't really care because they're not the one that paid. But James, John, and Michael might not be able to cry about it because the other 20 guys who are there, they are showing an I don't care attitude. This is the problem with Nigeria. This is the problem with Nigeria. But let's continue. The next thing now is to look at the ethical framework applied in a taxation system. It says, let's go there. This is a very big word. It says, utilitarianism. My God. Utilitarianism. Taxation is ethical if it maximizes the overall societal well-being, utility, by funding essential services and ensuring a basic standard of living for the most people. Hey, I would have ended the video here. Under utilitarianism, taxation is ethical if it maximizes the overall societal well-being by funding essential services and ensuring a basic standard of living for most people. Public goods. You know? Public goods. Making sure everything is there. That even those who don't even get job, they will also enjoy them. We call them the free riders. For example, when you use through taxation, you build a very good road. Those who don't pay the tax because they don't have a job, they will also enjoy the use of that road. We call them the free riders. They will enjoy it as well. Taxation is ethical if it maximizes overall societal well-being, the well-being of the society in a whole. Nigerians, tell themselves the truth. You Nigerians that believe in Nigeria, tell yourself the truth. How is your well-being? Do you even feel the presence of Nigerian government in your life, in your neighborhood, in your local government, in your streets, in your village, in your community? Do you feel them? No. The answer is no. So why is Tinubu coming with something that developed worlds are doing on a level where a country like in France, where he's copying it from, if you are jobless, they will use from the tax to pay you some money. It's called a benefit system. If you are jobless, if you don't get job, or if you just lost your job, all you have to do is open a benefit application and the French government will start to provide to you money similar to what you were making in your job. That's why France have a taxing system that is fair and it takes care of the societal well-being. Under the Tinubu government, they will tax you the same way they are taxing in France. But if you don't have a job, you are a dead man because there is no benefit system. If you are sick and you don't go to job, nobody will pay you. If you have your own business and for 1 month you were sick, no government will pay you. Even though you are paying tax every year. I hope you understand. Here in the Western world, if I break my arm, if I'm a handyman doing DIY in my business and I break my elbow for 2 years, the government will take care of me, will pay me for 2 years. They will pay me the money I make for 2 years. Why? Because while I was healthy, I was paying taxes. I was paying my taxes. So when I'm sick or when I have an injury, the government must take care of me. Do you have that in Nigeria? The answer is no. So what the hell is Tinubu trying to do? You guys don't have a benefit system where if you are hungry, there is no food, you go to where they call a food bank. To Nigerians, do you know that there is a place called a food bank? Do you know that countries, they operate food bank? Where you go and they give you rice, fresh beans, plantain, tomatoes, beans, crayfish, pepper, maggi, yam. It's called a food bank. We are enjoying it here in the Western world. In US, we call it food stamps, where they give you like a check, but it's a food stamp. If you go to any shop to buy food, you can only use that thing to buy food stuff. It's called food stamps. You use it, you go to the shop. When you are buying things there, you can only buy food to eat with that stuff. What is the plan of the Tinubu government? Do they have something like that in place? You who want to pay tax, these are the things you will ask, but you ain't doing it because you guys, you are like children, you are like infants. You are slaves to your politicians. You are scared, and there is tribalism, so nobody can speak together with one voice. There is tribalism in Nigeria. Because in most cases, it's the Yorubas that can spring up and speak out. Once they speak out, the other tribes will join them to say no to this thing. Because if the Igbo speaks out, they'll say, oh, the Igbo. Before you know it, they will use their military to kill us and all those things. So the way things are now, it should be the Yorubas that will speak out. But unfortunately, their brother is in power, and we know there is tribalism across all tribes. So for the fact a Yoruba man is in power, the Yorubas, they will not speak out. I keep saying this. In a benefit system, when you pay your taxes, then you must have a benefit system. Hi, Nigeria, una shame they shame me. Una shame they shame me. Let's continue. They call this one deontology, duty-based ethics. Deontology, duty-based ethics. It is known as duty-based ethics. Let us read it. It says, it views taxation critically, seeing it as a coercive and an infringement on inherent rights to one's property, labor, regardless of the beneficial ends. You see, so it means, say, hey, this job when I do for here, na very hard job. You have to be careful with this one. Okay, these guys, we know the job you are doing, you are trying your best. For that, we shall be careful of how we tax you. Because of the kind of job you are doing, we need and well for this country. You see, so you have to be careful not to infringe upon their rights. Because if they vex, like during those days, coal miners, when they vex, they go on strike, no problem. It will cripple the whole of the economy. So they are saying here, seeing it as a, they say, view taxation critically, seeing it as a coercive and an infringement on inherent rights, inborn rights to one's property and labor. This is my business. This is my property. This is my labor. Regardless of the beneficial ends. So yes, don't come and say, oh, because I'm taxing those who are doing this, 10,000. You say 10,000. No. That guy, their job, it is needed in the economy. So you reduce some. Like I said, I gave an example. Drinking alcohol and champagne, you can increase tax there. But those ones, the stapling foods, the rice, the beans, the plantain, the yam, you may not input tax on those ones. Those when they import, for example, they import champagne, you can increase the tax on champagne and reduce the tax in rice, beef, egg, and things like that. Let's continue. The next one is called social contract theory. Social contract theory. Taxes are payments for the benefits and protections provided by the states, implying a reciprocal obligation between citizens and governments. A reciprocal, okay, because we are giving you security, we are protecting you, we are providing the benefits, we they give a good road, good Medicare, good hospital, a good school, we they create job for owner, we they make sure say food they cheap, we they fund the farmers so food don't they cheap. Because of that, make una pay this amount. Reciprocal obligation between citizens and government is a mutual agreement. A reciprocal, because you are doing this, I will pay this. You see, because the government are doing this, I go pay this. The tax comes at last. The first one will be by the government first. Government has to be seen doing something. Then you can't reciprocate. Oyibo. That's how it's done. Tinubu, kile fẹ́ o. Let me speak for your Yoruba language. Kini tense koda o. Efi tax. Look, don't kill the people. People are suffering in that so-called Nigeria. Because we in the Western world, now I heard it's a thing of full put. We are the ones feeding our families. For every month, we send them cash to feed, to pay school fees, to pay health care. Roof the leak. Now we they sending the money. Tinubu, everyone le. They are suffering. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Because tax has to be reciprocal. It means say you do job, we pay tax. You build the road, we pay toll. Technically. If you build the road ahead, then to use that road now, we go pay toll gates now, pay tax there. But Tinubu just wants to come in and do these things, and they are taking the money. When they take the money, they will enjoy best of life. They will enjoy the best of life. Buy private jet, buy yacht, but with your tax, so it's coming. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue because of time. Let's continue. This is so scary now. Because what is coming from January, I swear to God, what's coming from January? You guys that think you are doing tribalism, make sure they watch. The next one is key ethical concerns of taxation. The key ethical concerns of taxation. Progressive versus regressive systems. Progressive versus regressive systems. Do higher tax rates on the wealthy create justice, or are they punitive? Do sales tax unfairly burden the poor? What are they saying here? Progressive versus regressive. The more money you make, the more tax you pay. Progressive versus regressive. Now they're asking, do higher tax rates on the wealthy people create justice, or are they punitive? It means, is it like a punishment to them? It doesn't work. Do sales tax unfair? Is it a fair burden on the poor, or an unfair burden on the poor? Because sometimes they put this sales tax, say they are selling something and they put a tax there. Say this thing, if you buy them, the tax is 10%. Both the rich and poor will buy it and pay 10% tax. You understand? So they are asking, is progressive taxing versus regressive taxation system, which one is best? Is it the more you make, the more tax you pay? Let's continue. The next one says, tax avoidance and evasion is happening in Nigeria all the time. To avoid tax, it means say you use psychology. You are making some money, but you are not declaring it. You make some money and you open a charity to say you are giving people for charity, but you are hiding the money. You make some money, but you open one Kwango account, one business in Panama, and you are investing there with a company name. All those things. We know what's in there. And tax evasion means say you don't want to pay at all. You are hiding your money from paying taxes. You hide the money for your bedroom and all those things. What are the moral obligations of individuals and corporations in minimizing their tax burdens versus fulfilling civic duties? Civic duties. Oh, we have to pay tax, so make sure we do this and all this, and to fulfill the civic duties. You see, these are questions people must ask themselves. Does the Tinubu government have any of this in place? The answer is no. Let's continue. Taxation as social policy. Oh my God. Western world. This is what we enjoy in the Western world. Taxation as a social policy. It says, using taxes, e.g., on sugar, pollution to stir behavior raises questions about government overreach versus promoting collective goods. You see, using taxes on sugar and pollution to stir behavior raises questions. You are doing it because you want to punish the Igbos. That's my fear. This business tax might be an Igbo tax, so taxmen will come. They will be pointing on the shops of the Igbos more. There will be no sympathy. There will be no empathy. When they come to you, they will call a higher tax. It's coming, oh. It's coming. But let us watch and see what, how it will transpire. Let's continue. In essence, tax ethics examines the moral underpinnings of how societies fund themselves and distribute resources. Oh my God. Navigating the tension between freedom, fairness, and collective responsibility. In essence, tax ethics examines the moral underpinnings, the undertones of how societal funds themselves distribute resources, navigating the tension between freedom, fairness, and collective responsibility. Freedom, fairness, and collective responsibility. Hey, Lord have mercy. My people, I'll leave it here. I will leave it here. They say sometimes, when you say something once, let those that have ears, let them hear. Because what is coming from the 1st of January, I want to prepare your mind for you to become tax literate, to understand what your Tinubu government is doing. They want to create an environment. They want to tax you when they are not doing what the Western world is doing. France that wants to control your tax system. Go and ask them in France. Even when you want to go to school, in the UK or in some other countries, you don't even pay school fees until you have graduated. Then when you now have a job and you are making money at a level, a particular level, you start paying back your school fees or school loans, as they call it in the USA. School loans. When you are jobless, they pay you some money every month until you find yourself a new job. The country that Tinubu wants to copy in tax, France is doing this, but Tinubu is not doing it yet. He wants to tax you. Anyway, I will leave it there. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. Prepare yourself from the 1st of January. Because in Nigeria, you know today, you shall know no more. All this while, you all pretended everything was fine. You were okay with it because it was the oil. The Biafran oil was running the economy of Nigeria from 1960 till now. Only the Biafran oil was running Nigeria. But now, Tinubu government, Emi Lokon, Egbekiniwa, he has brought in a tax system. And I've just read to you that it must explore fairness, morality, social justice of government revenue collection, balancing individual property rights against collective needs for public goods and wealth distribution and social equity. Tinubu is not doing all these things. The government is not doing all these things. They are not doing it. They will take your money and they will use money to live the best of life. They will embezzle your tax. It go pay you well. Say you they pay money from your hard job. You are sweating to do your business. You are working. You are going through hell, working your 9 to 5. At the end, people who are taking your money, they are buying best cars. They are buying houses in Dubai, doing Airbnb. It go pay you now. It go pain you because now your money, no more oil money. It is real money. Your hard-earned money is being used. It go pain you now. And lastly, to the Igbos, the Biafrans in Lagos, I don't tell you now say, make una begin the wind down. Una know the hear word. Igbos in Lagos doing business. I dey beg una, make una begin the wind down na business. Una no want to hear. For Lagos own, now una, then go target. There will be a tax force. From what I'm hearing now, there will be a tax force coming for the Lagos, for the Igbos doing their business, shop to shop, door to door. There will be blackmail. Your friends will blackmail you. They will go behind your back and tell them how much you are making. Even when you declare your own tax, they will say, no. You have declared a very, very low tax. You have undertaxed yourself. We are saying what you made is 2 billion. You are saying what you made is 1 billion. No. What you are paying us is nonsense. We shall shut down your business. We shall shut down your shop until you pay. They will even take you to court and transfer you to jail. So please, Igbos in Lagos doing business, time to wind down and relocate to Biafra land. Let your main business be done in Biafra land. That way, let your own people get the tax from you. Because the way things are going, what I'm hearing now, they say this is a weapon they want to use against the Igbos in Lagos doing business. All across Nigeria, now Igbos, they do business. This is a weapon by Tinubu government to punish you guys for what you did to them or to him by voting your brother Peter Obi in Lagos. I call this one a tribalized tax system. You will declare your tax, but you are wasting your time. They will come back. They will send their tax force to you and they will do it by themselves. They will bill you higher and tax you more. They will say what you declared is an undervalue of what you really made. But the other tribes can declare. They will accept it on a face value. But the Igbos, when you declare your tax at the end of the year, they will say what you declared was an under tax declaration. Say, no. You have understated what you made. They will come and snitch on you. They will set you up. They will call your brothers to blackmail you and they pay them in their back. Your boy, they will call him to blackmail you, to set you up. And before you know it, when they take the money from you, they will go behind closed doors and pay that boy the money. They will embezzle the money and nothing will be done. To the Igbos in Lagos, start to wind down. Because this tax system, everything they are doing now, to a large extent, is about you guys. Now when you do business, now Igbos they do business. Igbos and business, they are 5 and 6. And the Igbo, come back home, reinvest in Biafra land. The game has changed. The game don't change now with this tax system. The game don't change. No more oil and gas. So they are using your oil and gas. It's not enough. Now the money you are making in your business, then they come for. I call this one a tribalized tax system. You see me? I call a spade a spade. I call a spade a spade. People are saying, the Igbos, then go here when all the money they are boasting they are making, then go pay them now. It's the governor that will take it. Eko, Lagos. Yes, we shall deal with them. People are speaking this way. They are gearing up to deal with you guys. I rest my case. For those that have ears, let them hear. For those that have ears, let them hear. No more talk. Yeah. Check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan, Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.